Hello, welcome to our North America kickoff for Global Intergenerational Week 2026. I'm Sherry Steinig with Generations United, and I'm joined by our U.S. co-lead, Chelsea Mason of the Eisner Foundation, as well as our fellow country leads from Mexico and Canada. We're excited to have you all joining us today.
Hola y bienvenidos, bienvenidas a nuestra sesión informativa para Estados Unidos, México y Canadá sobre la Semana Intergeneracional Internacional 2026. Mi nombre es Bernadette González, directora general de Corimas México, y estamos muy emocionados de que estén hoy aquí. La presentación será en inglés, pero cada diapositiva cuenta con la traducción en español y en francés. Al final de la sesión habrá un espacio para preguntas, donde podrán hacerlas en español y con gusto podremos responderles. Gracias por acompañarnos.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lily Vigiano, the Intergenerational Initiatives Manager at Volunteer Canada and the Canada Country Lead. As people join us, we'll play an overview video that was created by Generations Working Together, who leads this effort from Scotland.
Welcome to Global Intergenerational Week, an annual campaign that highlights intergenerational practice and celebrates the value and power of intergenerational relationships.
Running from the 24th to the 30th of April, the campaign features a week of inspiring online and in-person events, each day focusing on a key intergenerational theme.
On day 1, let's raise intergenerational awareness. On day 2, let's challenge ageism. And on day 3, let's challenge social isolation and loneliness.
On day 4, let's celebrate intergenerational spaces and communities. On day 5, let's save the planet. Together.
On day 6, let's develop intergenerational workplaces. And on day 7, let's improve intergenerational quality and sustainability.
At its heart, intergenerational practice is about building relationships. It creates space for empathy, mutual respect, and the sharing of skills, stories, and experiences.
La intergeneracionalidad puede derribar estereotipos dañinos, combatir la soledad y ayudarnos a ver el valor de cada generación.
La Semana Internacional de la Intergeneracionalidad es algo más que celebrar la conexión.
Se trata de fortalecer un movimiento que une a las generaciones en todas partes.
Our goal is to raise awareness and inspire people everywhere to get involved and experience the magic of intergenerational connections.
There are many ways to get involved in Global Intergenerational Week 2026, including our postcard campaign, where you can share a snapshot of your intergenerational moment. You can also host an intergenerational event.
A story writing or a sports day or something as simple as watching a movie.
Every moment of connection counts.
Or you can join us online. Use our campaign hashtag GIW26 and share your support using our pre-made social media templates available in our supporters app.
To get involved, please register to support our campaign by visiting www.giw.scot.
You can also connect with your country lead and share local events. This year, Global Intergenerational Week spans 14 countries worldwide.
Intergenerational connection isn't just nice, it's essential to building stronger, more resilient communities.
Together, we can build stronger connections between generations and create a more inclusive future for all ages. See you in April.
All right, so as you all just saw, Global Intergenerational Week is a truly global movement, including intergenerational leaders from all over the world who recognize the importance of intergenerational connection and the benefits those connections have on the whole community. By coming together for 1 week in April each year, we collectively showcase the incredible people, organizations, and programs that bring generations together across the globe. With your participation, we will once again demonstrate to our civic leaders and community members that these intergenerational efforts are vital and worthy of support this year and beyond. So, as we begin this info session, we'd like to quickly introduce ourselves and our organizations. We'll start with Lily.
Hello, folks. I'm Lily Vigiano, the Intergenerational Initiatives Manager at Volunteer Canada. Our organizational mission is to advance volunteerism to grow connection, community, and belonging. And since 1977, our organization has acted as the national voice and leadership body for volunteerism.
Hi, I'm Bernadette Gonzalez, and Director of Codimas Lazos que Unen, an organization dedicated to improving the quality of life of elders and their caregivers, promoting intergenerational bonds, and using music and life stories as relational vehicles. We are proud to serve as the Mexico country lead for the Global Intergenerational Week, and I'm joined by Andrea Alegría, collaborator and leader in intergenerational programs.
Hi, I'm Sherry Steinig, the Director of Strategic Initiatives and Communications at Generations United. GU is a US-based nonprofit that plays a national leadership role in advancing policies and programs for people of all ages, while also strengthening kinship families.
And I'm Chelsea Mason, the Director of External Relations at the Eisner Foundation, based in Los Angeles. And for more than 10 years, the Eisner Foundation has exclusively supported organizations doing intergenerational work, mostly in Los Angeles and New York. And we're proud to serve as a U.S. country lead for the 5th year alongside Generations United.
Global Intergenerational Week began 5 years ago as an effort of generations working together in Scotland. Generations Working Together is an intergenerational training and advocacy organization with strong connections to intergenerational practitioners across the UK, and in the years they've been leading Global Intergenerational Week, they've expanded their reach to 14 countries, including Australia, Singapore, Mexico, Israel, Uruguay, and many others to make Global Intergenerational Week a truly international celebration.
As many of us like to say, intergenerational programs aren't just nice, they are essential. We know that when people of different generations come together, get to know each other, and help each other, they are happier and healthier, but not just that. They also gain an opportunity to build community, especially those children or adults who have been socially marginalized, isolated, or excluded. This gets these kind of people to create spaces where they can feel they truly belong. Participants in the Intergenerational Week or in intergenerational programs gain a sense of purpose, feel less lonely, and hold less ageist attitudes. By coming together to encourage intergenerational connections as a global community, we can promote these benefits in our own communities, but also across the world.
There are 3 main goals of Global Intergenerational Week. The primary goal is to raise awareness of the benefits of intergenerational connections and the important work many of you are already doing. The second goal is to advocate for policies that support intergenerational programs, which can take different forms in different places. And the final goal is to foster connections among practitioners internationally. A great way to do that is to attend virtual events hosted by other countries throughout the week.
All right, so for those of you who have participated in the past, our efforts this year will be similar, but scaled up with your help. Here are some ways you can get involved. And before we start getting into these, I should mention that all of these details will also be in the supporters pack that Generations Working Together has assembled and will be sent to you after this session. But we'll take a little time to talk about a couple of these a bit more in depth. So first, the easiest way to get involved is to post on social media with the hashtag GIW26. There are themes for each day that you can use for inspiration, or you can post about intergenerational events or other initiatives you have. You can also host an event, either in person or virtual, and register it as an official Global Intergenerational Week event. This can be an event you already have planned, or you can do something special for this week. Registering your event helps us keep track of how widely the week is being celebrated and helps us show the breadth of intergenerational activities happening around the world. Global Intergenerational Week is also an opportunity to reach out to public officials to increase their awareness of intergenerational programs generally and your work specifically. If you've been looking for a chance to engage local, state, or even national elected leaders, this is a perfect time. And finally, consider collaborating. Whether you host an event or coordinate on a social media campaign, Global Intergenerational Week is a chance to create new connections and grow your reach. So next, we'll go into a couple of these a bit more in detail.
And as Chelsea was saying, each year Global Intergenerational Week has daily themes you can use on social media if you choose. All these graphics that you are seeing in the screen will be able to download in the social media toolkit we will send all supporters. Well, the first day is Let's Raise Intergenerational Awareness. In Spanish, Hagamos Conciencia Intergeneracional. Then the second day is Let's Challenge Ageism and Desafiemos los Prejuicios por Edad. The third day, Let's Challenge Social Isolation and Loneliness. Enfrentemos el aislamiento social y la soledad. Day 4, Let's Create Intergenerational Spaces and Communities. The fifth one is Let's Save the Planet Together. Salvemos el planeta juntos, juntas. Day 6, Let's Develop Intergenerational Workplaces. Día 6, Desarrollemos lugares de trabajo intergeneracionales. And the last one is Let's Improve Intergenerational Quality and Sustainability. O sea, mejoremos la calidad y sostenibilidad intergeneracional.
We highly encourage you to consider hosting an event. Again, this could be as simple as taking an event you already have planned and giving it a global boost by registering it with us. Almost anything can count. For instance, in 2025, some organizations used social media to highlight intergenerational connections. Others hosted special themed events and celebrated what they do every day. In Canada, Elder Abuse Prevention Ontario's Aging Vibrantly podcast explored ageism and community solidarity, and GoodLink's virtual series spotlighted the strength of intergenerational relationships. Intergenerations Québec hosted a public panel called Sharing Research and Lived Experience Across Generations, while Alberta's Nordbridge Senior Center brought students and seniors together for a creative afternoon of music and crafts. National efforts led by Volunteer Canada connected corporate teams and community partners through virtual and in-person volunteering, including a card writing initiative for seniors and a webinar on reimagining how generations learn and serve together.
Mexico's contribution to Global Intergenerational Week 2025 featured 3 key events that celebrated the power of intergenerational connection. The traditional RAD, World Rocks Against Dementia, concert that highlights music as a vital tool for well-being, especially for people living with dementia. The second event, psychology students from Universidad Iberoamericana gathered with elders to share experiences from intergenerational programs, fostering joyful exchanges and wisdom sharing. The third event, an international online event, More Than Nice Intergenerational Practice as Essential brought together voices from Spain, Uruguay, Chile, and Mexico to reflect on deeper impact of intergenerational work. And for the first time, Mexico also began engaging government representatives to explore integrating intergenerational approach into public policy, signaling a strong commitment to advancing these practices both locally and globally.
And in the United States, Champions of Caring hosted an intergenerational cafe at Temple University focused on social justice dialogue for all ages, brought teens and adults together to cook, craft holiday cards, and share a communal meal. Hebrew Senior Life continued its weekly multi-generational discussion groups with participants ranging from middle schoolers to 98-year-olds. Creative expression and community engagement were central to several events. The LGBTQ plus Intergenerational Dialogue Project launched its third annual art exhibition. Bridge of Grace connected 50 plus student artists with older adults through an art sharing event in Boise. And on the national level, Generations United hosted a webinar on intergenerational housing, while the Eisner Foundation held a showcase and info session for its Eisner Prize fellowships.
Finally,
in some places, country leads are using building light-ups as an opportunity to reach out to their elected officials and build awareness of intergenerational work. If you live in an area where you're able to coordinate a light-up with local leaders, the official color is magenta. We're happy to work with you if you're interested in pursuing this.
Okay. Finally, if you are extra excited about all things intergenerational, Generations Working Together is also hosting a global intergenerational congress in Scotland this fall. The call for sessions and papers is now open through February 15, and you can learn more at the link we'll put in the chat.
Okay, ready to get started? Make sure that you're registered as a supporter to stay up to date on everything going on across the world. And you'll also get the supporters pack, social media toolkit, and other resources emailed to you in the weeks to come. If you have an event you'd like to register, please use the links that you see here. We'll also drop these in chat. There are different links for different countries, so you can, from whatever country you're joining from, make sure that you're registering there. Registering your event, again, helps us keep track of how widely the week is being celebrated, helps us show the breadth of intergenerational activities happening around the world.
And with that, we're happy to answer your questions. Please put any questions that you have in the chat in Spanish or English, and we'll answer them. And thank you.
Sherry, we have a question from Carla in the chat if we will be sharing this video.
Absolutely. The video, we're recording the webinar. We'll also share the slides, and then the video that Generations Working Together put together, we will be sharing that also through social media accounts and different links. So we will definitely make sure that everyone who registered for this webinar will get access to all of those materials.
Thanks, Carla. If you have any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will throw out one question that we've gotten frequently in past webinars, which is what happens if I register my event? Is this going to be advertised publicly? Will I have people showing up to this? If you want it to be pushed out publicly, we're happy to help do that. If you want it to remain an invite only or private only to your organization event, that's fantastic. We're happy to have that as part of our list as well. And we won't include a registration link or a location or anything like that. It's just to showcase the breadth of what's happening during this week. Give it just a moment for any additional questions. Benita, just to clarify, do the events need to take place during the week itself to be officially registered? Yes, ideally. Sometimes we've had people have an event that was already planned like a couple days before, and they framed it as a kickoff to Global Intergenerational Week, which has been really exciting. But if you're able to schedule something during the week itself, that really helps amplify and celebrate it on social media. Let's see, do we have legislative champions on board already? Sherry, I think Generations United does a lot of policy work, so I'll kick that to you for a second.
Yeah, not particularly for Global Intergenerational Week. We do have champions that we're working with for different legislative outcomes, both federally and in some states. Happy to, if you want to connect with me, if there's certain areas that you're interested in, we can let you know if we have relationships with any senators, representatives, or local policymakers. And I can put my email in chat.
Lily and Berna, is there anything you'd want to add about legislative champions or elected official champions in your country?
I mean, similar to what you were suggesting, Chelsea, it's a great opportunity to reach out to especially your local municipalities. So in Canada, we also celebrate National Intergenerational Day on June 1st. So with both the week and National Intergen Day, it might be a great time to send a press release out to local media, to your local municipalities, and see if they would be there to represent. In the community I live in, we celebrate National Volunteer Week, and so the local mayors will send out thank you letters to special volunteers. So I imagine something similar might have uptake in different communities and towns across Canada. It really just depends on your relationship and your tenacity in reaching out to those folks.
Well, here in Mexico, we are starting the talks so we can illuminate the Senate. And well, here in Mexico, the things are going slowly, but we are fighting to do that. We want to win some spaces to take the intergenerational programs into forums or something like that. But we had a meeting with some senators so they can know the program, and yeah, we are doing that work.
Thank you. All right, so there was a brief conversation in the chat about resources for challenging ageism. I dropped a few links in the chat, as did Betty. Thank you so much for that, Betty. And then also for everybody here, if you are interested in a documentary celebrating intergenerational relationships that Sean has dropped in the chat, the link is there and you can take a look and see if it's a good fit for you and your organization. This is what this kind of info session is about, is bringing together people interested in participating. And so this is perfect opportunity for you to drop that link, Sean. Thank you. Any other questions?
I think Craig had a question, thoughts on finding local partners who are also interested in this movement. Craig, some of my recommendations would be looking for, the youth engagement roundtables, the older adult roundtables, where there are organizations of people who support maybe youth or older adults, and really starting to get that word and that message into those spaces, which can often be highly siloed, and helping them really understand the power of intergenerational connection and showcase this movement, because those are very, very strong local networks that exist in many communities, in my experience. And, they've got great advocates. They want to see the best for youth and for older adults. And so, yeah, I'd bring it to those folks, bring it to your municipality, to your local volunteer centers. Those are just a couple of ideas that I would have.
Sherry, do you want to plug Generations United's database if Craig is based in the United States?
Right. Yeah. So we do have a database of over 800 intergenerational programs. 115 of them are are recognized with intergenerational program certification. So they are all listed there. It's searchable by program type or by location, where you might be able to find some other people doing intergenerational work either in your community or nearby regionally. We know there's also some real benefits of connecting, sometimes regionally, if not next door. But I would also echo Lily's comments around finding sort of partners that may be in the other age group of the groups that you work with, and how to look at this opportunity to try to even try something for this first week. It could be a great introduction to sort of do to get a partnership developed.
And then Carla's asking, are you aware of any podcaster who is a champion? Are there any podcasts active now on the topic? First of all, if anybody here in the room with us knows of a great podcast, please feel free to drop the name in the chat. But for my fellow panelists, are there any podcasts out there that you know of that you would flag here? We know of several that are kind of adjacent, whether focused on aging or focused on nonprofits or education often gets into this topic. I don't know of anything specifically like exclusively intergenerational.
Yeah, I know there's some caregiving podcasts also that'll often cover as part of the whole scope of work that they do, talk about intergenerational topics. Generations United had a podcast a couple of years ago. It's been dormant then, but we were really trying to highlight some of those topics. But yeah, I would welcome if other folks have ideas. It'd be great to get the word out through podcasting channels too.
All right. Thanks, Sabra, for dropping that link in the chat. And Carla, thanks for dropping your contact. That's the spirit, Mary Catherine. I like it. It's time for somebody to start one. Any other questions before we wrap?
I would like to ask some questions. Could I do it now?
Sí, adelante.
Gracias, gracias. My name is Julia Martinez. I live in England. I belong to the project Camina 60 Más. It's a project we do in Chile, and it's an intergenerational project in Chile with the Catholic University to make a combination between older people for aging well and the students of physiotherapists. It's a project that we present last year in the group with the other Latin American countries, and this is the first time I'm coming to this meeting that I understand is from everywhere, or is just the people from Latin America.
Welcome, Julia. We're happy to have you. Berna, I saw you unmute. Would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, this is the launch event from Canada, Mexico, and United States, but we are welcoming everyone interested in intergenerational programs and initiatives. So I'm very happy to see you, Julia, because we have been working together throughout the years, and we will have another meeting this year with Uruguay and Spain as well.
Yes, and this year we have even something new to tell about. Apart from Camina 60 Más, we have also the university have started doing some possibilities for all the people to join the students when they are doing their degree. For instance, the students doing a degree in nutrition, and so they can have in the class also all the people to work to study with them. It's something called aulas de trayectoria, because has people with different ages, you see, aulas de trayectoria, and that has been very successful. I think we would like to comment that in the meeting that we have had, we have with the Latin American people, how this aulas de trayectoria has been a success at the Catholic University. For the first time in the last year we have done, and now we will implement it the second year.
Julia, that's beautiful. We will sure share with that with the rest of the people.
So when are we going, Bernadette, to have our meeting?
I can chat with you later, but it's February the 15th, I think so, but I'll chat to you later.
Yeah, so please write to me to my email, because this time was difficult for me to get in touch because this was in my WhatsApp compared with the email.
Perfect.
Yes, please, in the email.
Thank you, Julia. Looks
Thank you.
like Sabra is dropping a lot of great links in the chat, so I encourage all of you to take a look. As well as Nicholas, thank you for dropping all of these podcast links. This is very exciting. Betty is also dropping an email in case you are interested in finding out more about Canada's National Intergenerational Community of Practice that meets monthly. Lily asks, has any organization compiled a multilingual glossary of terms related to intergenerational work? I don't think so, like as such. But that could be a really interesting thing to pursue, Lily. I like that idea to kind of create a baseline. It's one of those great things where there's a lot of commonalities across intergenerational practice, but also I love to see how those ideas and terms are applied in very specific and local ways as well. That's one thing that we've been really thrilled to see at our work at the Eisner Foundation is just how varied different communities implement intergenerational programming. So that's a really interesting idea. Thanks for bringing that up. If you have any further questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. In the meantime, if you scroll up in the chat, there are links to everything that we referenced earlier, including registering your event, downloading those social media graphics, and we'll also follow up with you afterwards over email and send you those resources as well. All right, well, that seems to be it. Any final words from our panelists? All right, we're all set. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're excited to have you with us, and we look forward to learning more about the fantastic intergenerational opportunities you are creating in your own communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.